Welcome back to another episode of the Family Album. I'm your host, AJ Sonari.
And I'm Matt Glass.
Last week you heard our Halloween special where Matt and I delved into the disturbing album's Iceberg.
Yes, a lengthy dive into albums that may have been heard by
At least the two of us.
And most ears, but then some that haven't been as well.
And some that shouldn't be listened to. Well, that's actually really true.
For quality of life purposes.
And legal reasons.
Yeah, but now it's November.
Yeah, so Halloween's over, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So we're back on our regular old Yee Family Album bullshit.
Yee Family Album bullshit, like in season 1, how we thought the Super Bowl was in November. Season two.
It made a little more sense. I think at the time I thought it made sense because football and Thanksgiving, but Super Bowl is not a part of that equation.
It's the fact that neither of us realized that. Oh, it's incredible.
Yeah.
But hey, we're not talking about football or the Super Bowl or even performances.
Or meatballs. We're talking about steak. Check out our last episode to get what that's from.
Oh, I forgot about that. But so you know how this show works. I bring AJ an album. AJ brings me an album.
That's right.
We review both the albums.
Track by track even.
They span all across decades and decades and decades.
That's true. Sometimes spanning in length and quality, but always ending with a smile on our face.
That you can't really see because, well, I guess technically with the thumbnail.
You can hear You can hear us grinning from ear to ear every episode, family heads. You know it.
But I brought AJ at the beginning of this month A Day at the Races by Queen.
And I brought Matt Dreamboat Annie by Heart. Albums from the 70s.
Yeah.
That's a big connecting point. Arena rock in a way.
Yeah, they're both known as arena rock artists.
That's true. Not quite for these albums.
No.
So not a lot of bringing these in common, which doesn't have to be.
I guess arena rock artists doing something a little different.
That's true.
That's the theme of this month.
Yes.
Not this month, but this week of this month.
Yeah, we don't have a theme for November because it's November.
Exactly. What do you do after November?
November's the month that segues you into Christmas, and you get a Thanksgiving weekend out of it, which is pretty tight, and Veterans Day.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to the troops, I guess.
Yeah.
The ones who deserve it.
Listen, we already established there's an I Hate Turkey song that's going to be coming out soon.
That's right. We did foreshadow that one, so be on the lookout, family heads.
Because I hate turkey, and so do you.
It's going to do gangbusters.
But AJ, what album would you like to start with first?
That's a great question. I don't often get to choose. Let's go with Queen. Let's go with A Day at the Races.
Word.
Yeah. So Matt, give us a little bit of history, possibly some mastery, since you do quite enjoy Queen.
That is true. But a little bit of history for you guys first. So A Day at the Races by Queen came out on December 10th, 1976, and is the 5th studio album by the band Queen. Members of the band at this time included Freddie Mercury on lead vocals and backing vocals, as well as keyboards, Roger Taylor on drums, backing vocals, Brian May on lead guitar, rhythm guitar, and backing vocals, and John Deacon on bass and backing vocals. It was produced through EMI in the UK and Elektra in the US. It was the band's first self-produced album, but the engineering was done by Mike Stone.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I see.
It was specifically made as a companion album to A Night at the Opera, their previous more successful album. The record reached the top of the charts in the UK, Japan, and the Netherlands. It reached number 5 on the US Billboard Top LPs and Tape chart, and was Queen's 3rd album to ship gold in the US, subsequently reaching platinum status in the country. And in 2006, a listener poll conducted by BBC Radio 2 saw A Day at the Races voted as the 67th greatest album of all time.
Interesting.
Yeah, I have some comments about that in a second. And the name comes from the titular Marx Brothers movie, A Day at the Races.
Gotcha.
Which I think is supposed to like imply that there's a lot of hilarity to ensue.
Yeah, this album's a little silly. I mean, from the get-go. I guess also the sister album to A Night at the Opera, followed by A Day at the Races. You know, very eventful year for Queen.
That's very true. They obviously had to come up with like a follow-up pretty quickly.
That's true.
Pretty interesting follow-up considering it has like one of the most popular songs of all time.
That's right.
And also Tie Your Mother Down, which I guess also kind of leads me into my Matt story a little bit.
So why did you choose this album, Matt?
I've been wanting to bring on another Queen album for a long time, and for a while I wanted to do a Night at the Opera, mostly because I was like, oh man, that's like the Queen album. I gotta like bring it on. And for some reason, just me being impossible as a human being, I needed to like not bring that album on, but still wanted to talk about Queen.
Yeah.
So it was either this or News of the World, which I like News of the World, but I think generally like the songs on here a little more.
I see. Oh, honestly, I would agree with that.
I also think that this album flows a little bit better than News of the World, because why the fuck is We Are the Champions second?
I know.
Like that's kind of weird.
Yep.
That's just a little strange. But Matt Glass circa 2016 was one of the biggest Queen fans in South Jersey. And that is fact.
Yeah.
That is
can't
provable.
deny. Yeah.
That was like all I listened to in my freshman year of high school.
Yeah. That's I remember that from our season 2 family meeting about gateway bands.
Yes.
Want to check that one out.
That was a fun episode. I like that discussion quite a lot. This album, I know like with most Queen albums, I found the songs first.
Yeah.
And I never really listened to the albums until like later when I was able to pay for my own streaming service of some kind. Mostly because Spotify would just shuffle me shit that it thought I would like.
Yeah.
So I would just kind of, I got a lot of these bits and pieces of songs. And at one point when I finally had like the freedom to like choose what song I wanted to listen to or like choose a whole album, I really just kind of went wild and like, sorry, the idea of being like, I'm going to go wild and then listen to Queen. Like that's fucking funny.
Something
like
super bonkers out there.
Like a very milquetoast classic rock band. No, like I remember I tore through like all their albums. I listened to them like many times over. And this one was always hit me in like the weirdest way because I felt like A Night at the Opera in its own way kind of feels like a production of some kind because that's like the whole motif of it being like a show. This one, like it doesn't really feel like anything.
Where the fuck are the cars, dude? That's all I'm asking.
Or the horses, you know? Like that's really the big thing. And it's just like I think the songs are really good, but it doesn't like in comparison to A Night at the Opera, which it's definitely trying to be a companion album too. It's interesting that like this was the way that they went. Yeah.
So I guess we'll get to your broad thoughts as we go on. But I do want to say, because I've listened to this album before. We brought it on the podcast back when I was in college, and you know, like I enjoyed it, but like it was an album that like I could never remember what the tracks were besides some of the big ones. But upon listening to it for the podcast, I actually really enjoyed it. It actually kind of shot up a lot in my rankings.
No, it really kind of shows how competent of like songwriters and instrumentalists they were, and they were just like efficient that way.
Exactly.
So efficient that despite its slight like hiccups in production, for a self-produced album, it's not that bad.
Exactly. I mean, we can get into it on literally the first track, but after that, the quality kind of goes up pretty fast.
That's true. That's very, very true. I have a lot to say about each track, so much so that I didn't even write any notes for any of them.
Hell yeah.
But shall we jump right into it with Tie Your Mother Down?
I think that's an excellent idea, Matt.
Well, Tie Your Mother Down is sort of like this, how would you even fucking describe it? Like, the only way I can really describe it is like rodeo core.
Yeah.
In a weird way.
It's very hard rock, a little bluesy, kind of like a biker bar-esque like backdrop.
I like always imagine like a mechanical bull being involved like somehow, It's like hardcore shuffle, Hardcore shuffle. Yeah.
Exactly.
The Brits can't really do much, so that's what they were only able to do in terms of like hardcore at the time.
Exactly.
At least Queen, I should really say.
Yeah.
This is a weird song because like Freddie Mercury just fucking says so much random shit on here. He's like, get your party down, like it's like he's just screaming.
The concept for the song is really goofy, and I think it's fucking hilarious. Where it's like Freddie Mercury is so horny that he's asking this person that he's interested in to literally tie their mother down so they can go have sex without them like interrupting. And I think that's fucking hilarious.
And you know what's even funnier about that is like Brian May had like kind of had the early musings of this song when he was like writing it.
Yeah.
In the early stages of the album. And he was just kind of saying like tie your mother down like as a joke. And Freddie Mercury went, "What's that?"
Yeah.
I love that idea. Let's do it.
Wait, say that again.
How do I have more teeth when I talk?
It's all part of the bit, man. You gotta commit.
It's so funny. Funny thing about this song, like I think I remember you had never heard this song before.
That's right.
And we were like talking about it. And I was like, oh, the song Tie Your Mother Down. And it was like you, me, Fataday, and like another friend at the time. We were just in the car listening to it.
Yeah.
And you were just like, that's it?
This sounds like Queen. Tie your mother down.
I love how like out of junction all the vocals are too.
Yeah.
Like one of the vocals are going like tie your mother down, and then like Freddie's like tie your mother down. Like
they ride the beat very differently, which is very cool.
Yeah. And it's kind of a mess, but in like an admirable way. Mm-hmm. It also isn't really a good tone setter for the album.
No, and I think that is also not helped by the production as well, because this is easily the worst produced song on this album.
Yeah.
Like from the get-go, everything just sounds really muffled and self-produced.
It does kind of sound like they recorded it in like a tin can, low-key. Musically, though, I will say
it's fun.
It is very, very fun.
It's a good time. I really like how shuffly the drums are. The guitar riff is really fun. I just like how much bounciness and energy the song has. The bass work does get very lost in this track specifically, but not the rest of the album, which is interesting. Like you can kind of hear it, but it just kind of blends in with just like the murkiness that surrounds this track, which is very interesting. Also, I want to highlight a lyric that goes in line with the concept of the song, which is "Take your little brother swimming with a brick."
I forget what the actual line is, but there's this one line where when I first heard it, I was like, did he just say "sweet out a man"? He's like, "I'm gonna sweet out a man." I don't remember what the actual line was, because I also realized that Freddie Mercury's pronunciation in like a lot of songs kind of sucks sometimes. Like sometimes he's like really proper with it, but then other times he'll like try to do these like fancy little like singing things, and I'm like, I don't. What did you just say? And if you're not following along with the lyrics, especially on a production like dip like this track, you just have no fucking idea what he's saying.
Kind of lost. I think Brian May's guitar solo is really cool here.
It is.
I like how much it wails. It honestly sounds like kind of Pink Floyd inspired, with just like the tone of his guitar. I think this is just a really fun opener, even though it doesn't sound the best. I think I just like it a lot. It kind of sets itself apart from Night at the Opera, where it's not quite Death on Two Legs. It's a lot more like jovial and a lot more just kind of like tongue in cheek, which I think kind of goes for a lot of the tracks on this album.
Yeah,
as opposed to like the opera, which is a little more serious.
That's true. I mean, I guess after Night at the Opera, where they legit just wrote like a diss track against one of their old producers.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like, or like record execs. It's just kind of like, fuck, what do we do now? Like,
let's get silly.
I think the exact quote that Freddie Mercury said when Brian May was like making the song was like, "It sounds like something I would do on a Saturday night."
Hell yeah, Freddie.
That's funny. But I remember my uncle, I was like getting into Queen. I told my uncle, and he was like, "Oh, you like Queen? My favorite song is actually Tie Your Mother Down."
For real?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And I was just like, "Oh, okay, Tie Your Mother Down. I'm gonna give it a listen." And I like pulled it up on YouTube, and I was like, "This is his favorite song." Okay.
Out of all the Queen hierarchy,
literally like any other song on this album would be fine.
Like, I like this track a lot. I would not call it a favorite.
I'm not saying it's a bad track. I'm just saying just like honestly,
out of all the ones to choose from,
in their whole discography, you know, like that's
even on this album.
It was definitely a choice, but I guess it is a nice kind of tongue-in-cheek like intro, and then also the weird synths that are like played in reverse or whatever, as like a way to bookend the album is interesting.
That's true.
It's weird that they glued it to like this album this track first.
Yeah. Gotta set up those motifs somehow.
That's true. We'll get to that in the next album. But shall we continue?
Yes. Next up, we have You Take My Breath Away, a big change of pace from the opener.
Oh my God, yeah. And this is one of those things where it's like, the first track really exemplifies the fact that they self-produced the album.
Definitely.
This one, on the other hand, I feel like it really surprised me because I was just like, oh, fuck, they did this?
It shows their talents of like and musicality. And just like Freddie utilizes his whole range of talents on this track, which is excellent.
I love this song. Honestly, like you can hear the passion in his voice as he's describing this love as he's playing piano, which I love the piano motif too. It's like just super like somber and dark, but like he's saying like, I'd give up my life for just one kiss. I would surely die. I'd lose control and shiver deep inside. It's really cool.
I agree.
I also really fuck with the harmonies on like a lot of them. Like they were all really good at what they did.
Yeah, because like it basically starts off like besides Freddie and like the piano, like the other instrumentation is just like the backup vocals that kind of like harmonize with the main lyrics, which is very impressive. Also, the production is noticeably so much fucking cleaner from this track. So I was like, oh, okay, we're good.
I feel like the piano on this track probably had like multiple mics on it and stuff like that. Whereas they legit found like, I don't want to say a tin can again, but I feel like they straight up just found like
a 4-track.
Yeah. I would believe it if they used a 4-track. They probably fucking also live tracked the album.
Yeah.
Or not the album. I keep doing that. They probably live tracked the opener too.
I believe it.
The idea that they did that in multiple takes is a little insane.
I do really enjoy this track a lot too. I agree with you. Like the metaphors that Freddie is describing here is very interesting for this tone of song. Like it's almost like a visceral kind of like pained longing that he has for this person.
Yeah.
And like the way that he describes it is very beautiful. Just like how intense his feelings are, and like that it physically hurts him. I also really like when the guitar kind of comes in. I like how that's produced. It sounds very interesting. It's muffled in a good way because it makes sense for like it's not trying to kind of step on the piano's toes, just kind of there to underscore that. Yeah, 'cause I said it kind of almost sounds like a string section in a way.
Yeah.
Like there's like a bit of an orchestral nature to it, which I thought was really cool.
It's interesting how they all play instruments, not just on this album, but like all across their discography, because they really kind of push the limits of like how they can just be arranged in their tracks.
Yeah.
Like Brian May has the tendency to either do it like a string section, like you said, or even like almost like a horn section too, where it's just like blaring on like both sides of the channels in the stereo mix. I mean, no duh, but he genuinely, to me, is like one of the greatest, if not the greatest guitarist of all time. Like
I can see that.
He's definitely up there at the very least.
Yeah.
And Tobias Forge of Ghost sang Bohemian Rhapsody in front of him, and he almost left, which is fucking crazy.
Yeah, I find bands who cover Bohemian Rhapsody very ballsy, so I'll give it to him.
That's true.
Yeah, Flaming Lips, I love you. Your cover was okay.
Brendan Urie,
don't love you.
One last thing I love is the way the track ends, which is like that weird sort of like looping thing. It's like, take my breath, take my breath, take my breath. And then it ends in that like really not sour, but like really minor kind of like dark and mysterious unresolved chord.
Yeah.
As it like pans with the echo in your ears and like slowly fades out.
I thought that was cool too. It feels very like unfitting for the song, but it does work for what the track is, and it kind of reminded me of like something ELO would do, which I thought was really cool. Still showing Queen has their prog influences deep down.
deep down.
Yeah.
I think it's like all the stuff that we mentioned kind of makes me think right now, like in this song, Freddie Mercury loves this person and like has so much like passion for this person that it's almost like hurting in a way and twisted, which I think the music like reflects that in a way.
Yeah. No, I would agree. I think that's a very good interpretation for it.
But shall we keep going?
Yes, because we got a long way to go, man.
Yeah, Brian May wrote this song.
I like this one.
Honestly, yeah. Like, people don't really talk about Brian May's songwriting because, Freddie Mercury, like...
He's, the guy.
He's the queen, you know what I mean? And, like, he writes great songs, but, like, honest to God, Brian May's, like, tracks on all their albums are fucking amazing.
Yeah.
All Dead off of News of the World. The song rips.
Yeah.
It's so good. But this song is also pretty good.
I agree. I like the folk kind of influence on this one. It almost kind of sounds like Rolling Stones-esque, but like in a good way, as opposed to a gomper way.
Oh yeah, we did review that album, didn't we? That was last month.
Yeah.
Check out that episode.
Yeah, it was a good episode. I was very, very happy with that one. John Deacon's bass work is fucking awesome on this track.
Yeah.
I like, you can actually hear it, which is tight. We like that. But it basically just like, it just kind of grooves up and down all over the track, doing a lot of like really cool upbeat accents, and just kind of doing like a lot of cool like licks that just really complement the overall melody. Also, the harmonized vocals on the pre-chorus are really beautiful. I also love the accented fills leading into the chorus. Those fuck really hard. And just the use of acoustic strings and electric kind of combined all throughout the track is really nice too. This is just a really solid track like that I feel is kind of underrated.
It feels very much of the times, but like in the best possible way,
Yeah.
I feel. It's cool to see like Brian May also take the lead vocals too, which was kind of cool. Like Freddie was really willing to share the spotlight with them.
Because like Roger Taylor sings on this one too, on this album.
Yeah.
Does John Deacon sing at all?
I feel like there definitely is a song out there where he does. I don't think it's on this album.
Gotcha.
I know he sings backing vocals, but I don't know if he's ever like taken the lead with it.
He doesn't have his I'm in love with my car.
But honestly, like this track it's just like really nice and like happy.
Yeah. Just pleasant, very solid.
I like the tones that the guitar has. It's like, I don't want to say twangy, but like it feels very like
it's like folksy.
Yeah. I feel like this track low-key could have been on the Shrek soundtrack.
Okay.
Like there's
it gives I'm on my Wii vibes.
Yeah, like whatever track they're playing, the fucking like what's the scene? It's the scene when like Shrek and Fiona are like getting to know each other and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they like blow up the frog as the balloon and all that shit. Like I feel like this for some reason rings in the same. Like I don't know why. I just like
man, you gotta make an AMV now with that as the backing track.
Everybody's been asking for it. The long away AMV.
You've been hyping it up so much, man.
That we've been wanting for decades and decades and decades. Two times I quoted that video. That's crazy. Oh man,
I love White as Kids, you know.
Yeah, honestly, kind of ahead of their time.
Yeah, check them out. They're awesome. Rest in peace, Trevor.
Rest in peace, Trevor. I forgot the guy's name. I wanted to say that, but I couldn't remember
there
his
you
name.
go.
But yeah, it's not one that I really listen to outside of the album, but like it's definitely not filler, I would say.
That was a playlist ad for me. I did really like it because it just sounded so different, but like it was still Queen, which I liked a lot.
Definitely.
Speaking of different, shall we hop into the next track?
Which I believe is
The Millionaire Waltz.
Oh my gosh, yeah. The Millionaire Waltz is such a fucking good song.
Yeah.
I almost like equate it in the same like level structure wise as Bo Rap.
Yeah.
Just because it has like the A, B, C sort of section a little bit and then back to A. I just love that fucking like dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
John Deacon's bass work on this fucking track is insane.
It's very, very good. I also like how much like time signatures in 3 there are on this album. There's a lot of songs that use 3, 4, or 6/8, which is really cool.
Yeah.
I also feel like this has like the structure of Bohemian Rhapsody with like the tone of like Seaside Rendezvous.
I could
of, like,
see
Night
that.
of the Opera.
Yeah.
It's just like it's like a sillier kind of take on like a more kind of grandiose track 4 tracks in.
Yeah.
So which is very fun. But I do agree the bass work is very excellent. I like how it travels through both channels and really grounds the rhythm of the melody. The production is like really up close, but it works really well, especially with the backup vocals that give a little love. Like that's such a nice fucking moment. Freddie's layered backup vocals are very excellent. I love the guitar descending into the bridge. I like when the drums fully kick in. And then the immediate switch from 3/4 to 4/4 when it goes to like the heavier breakdown hits so fucking hard. It's just a really well done track.
God, that one part where he's just like, "Come back to me," like for some reason, like again, you almost feel like the pain of whatever the fuck he's talking about. And then once it goes into that like hard rock sound, it's like, oh my god, this is literally what we liked about Bohemian Rhapsody, but like I'm not complaining, honestly.
Yeah.
I love the moment after that hard rock moment when the guitar is just like,
yeah, the little solo.
like that shit.
It's almost like a violin solo on a guitar, which is really cool.
Astrophysicist Brian May.
Hell yeah, man.
Fucking, he built that guitar apparently, which is insane.
Yeah, that's rad as fuck.
He sells models of that.
Yeah.
I wanted one when I was in high school. So fucking bad. And I can't really play guitar.
But
so
I want one.
I was just fucking hanging on my wall.
Well, with the billions of dollars made from this podcast, you can buy like 6.
That's true. That's true. The only thing is we're not like getting paid for this podcast though.
Oh, because Kicknuts has been embezzling our money.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Kicknuts. I totally read all of the fine print.
That's a discussion for another time.
Yeah.
We got to talk to our favorite Nepo baby, Tom. See if he can put in a good word for us.
Is there a working class waltz that we can listen to? Oh, man.
The minimum wage waltz.
Okay, I kind of want to write that. I'm not going to lie. That's so funny.
Oh, that's awesome.
The minimum wage waltz. I'm underpaid, oh my love. That's so funny.
Instead of it sounding like really eloquent, it's like all like bar bluesy.
It's just gonna. It's like the production of Tie Your Mother Down.
Oh, that fucking rules.
Oh, that's so funny. God, but yeah, this song is really good.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
I think what I like about Freddie Mercury's songwriting is that like you don't really know a lot of the times like why he writes the shit that he does, but you just feel it all the same.
That's a very good way to put it. Yeah, I mean, whatever he's selling, you're buying.
That's true. And I think this is the song that really shows that this album's supposed to be a companion album to A Night at the Opera.
It's the most similar by far.
It's very theatrical. It, like literally, like I keep saying, kind of feels like Bohemian Rhapsody Part 2.
Yeah.
But like I would say it makes enough of an identity for itself without a doubt.
Exactly. Yeah. You can definitely tell they're kind of trying to capture that magic, but I feel like there's enough on this album to differentiate it from Night at the Opera to it's not like super like sell outy or anything.
Oh, totally.
It's definitely a companion piece, not like a sequel, which I like.
Anything else you'd like to mention?
No. And I'm interested to go to this next track, You and I, because I don't really remember how it sounds.
Oh, that's the one where it's like music will be playing in the darkness.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
That's a good one.
Ooh.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Gotcha.
I love this track a lot. It's just so like happy and lighthearted, and like again, Freddie Mercury just like really just feeling passionate about this person he wants to spend time with.
Yeah.
And then it gets really fucking heavy in the bridge for like no reason.
Gotta love it.
Like he's like, in the darkness, ooh, I can't foresee the future years.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
It's so fucking funny, man.
I do remember this track is a lot of fun. It feels almost kind of like 50s inspired, like a little like just like 50s rock and roll from like the verses. Just like how like kind of forward and like piano heavy it is, which I liked a lot. And also the bass line, grooving once again, we fuck with that. But like now that I'm kind of like jogging my memory, this was a fun one. I did enjoy it. Not like the most memorable, but I do like it for what it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool that like they had the different ways of sort of like keeping up the pacing with this album.
Yeah.
Because although like their songs kind of tend to run on the longer side, especially later on, but I meant like in their discography, but take that how you will.
Innuendo, baby.
Yeah, no, I think it's cool that like even though their songs are on the longer side, it like they know how to like pace the album well.
Yeah.
And I like this track, honestly. It's just another like upbeat rock song. I think I almost referenced Freddie as like Piano, as if that was his name.
Piano Mercury.
I really love Piano's keys. Good Lord. If I ever got dementia, nobody would fucking know the difference. I swear to God.
Like, oh, it's just Matt.
Oh, yeah, he's fine.
That's right, Matt. Piano Mercury.
Yeah, Piano Mercury, Matt. Yeah.
Very good.
Oh, man. Yeah, I think Freddie's key work on this track in particular is really nice.
Yeah.
I like how it kind of keeps the song like moving and stuff like that. And he just like, he claimed he didn't know what the fuck he was doing on piano or like anything about theory, but it's like, evidently that's not true.
I mean, as heard on this track and You Take My Breath Away.
It's pretty incredible what he was able to do for someone who doesn't know shit about theory. I really don't know shit about theory, and I'm out here struggling to make things that are good.
Matt, that means whatever you play is golden. That's how that works.
Oh, that's true. The I Hate Turkey song. I forgot about that.
Yeah, coming soon.
Coming soon.
That's right. Just in time for the holidays.
I will do it if you guys really want me to. But yeah, no, I like this track. Lyrically, nothing really to like marvel at.
Yeah.
Just you and I
and you.
Yeah, that lyric did not go over well with the critics at first, but if you listen to the whole song,
Yeah, it makes sense. Just give it another listen.
Anything else to say about it?
Nah, because we got the big kahuna coming up with Somebody to Love.
I have a lot to say about this track.
Yeah, makes sense.
A bit of Matt-stery, actually, with this track in particular.
What's that?
And it's not high school Matt. This was college Matt.
College Matt, ooh.
I don't know if I ever actually told you this story, but I went on a Spain trip.
Yeah.
Which was really fun. Mm-hmm. And it was really fun because my group, it was only for a week, my group would frequent this karaoke bar, and it was always the same waitress working at this karaoke bar, and she fucking hated us coming in.
I see.
Because only one of us spoke Spanish, and then when it was time to pay, we were all just kind of drunk, and we were like, hey, buddy.
You got this.
And she just, you know, all the restaurants are open till like 4 a.m. But anyway.
And we know she's listening, so hello again. Thank you for tuning in.
I'm so sorry. But funny enough, there was like this karaoke like screen and stuff like that like anybody in the bar could sing at. Mm-hmm. And I sang this song on karaoke. Yeah. Really drunkingly. It was fun.
Did it go well?
I remember it going well.
Uh-huh.
I would need to get a third opinion, a second, because my second opinion is guest of the podcast, Logan Fogarty, and he likes everything.
That's also true.
So it's like
he does like Bailey Zimmerman.
Yeah, that's true. That's also not a good basis of like
not a good gauge.
But yeah, no, I mean I remember it going well, and it was also just like a really fun moment.
Yeah. Well, as long as you had fun, that's all that matters, man. Because this track is definitely something to love because it's very good.
It is very good. Like, it's wild that Freddie Mercury just like came up with this.
Yeah.
I mean, it became like it's like one of the songs.
Definitely. Yeah.
By Queen.
This is in the Queen hierarchy for sure. This is the song of this album, definitely. And I can see why. I mean, you all know Somebody to Love. It's iconic.
It was in Happy Feet.
Yeah, that's the only reason why people love and know it.
God,
when Harold Feet dances to the song, I love that.
Henry Feet to some people. Yeah, no, this track is awesome. I feel like Freddie's fucking range on this track is like insane.
It's like a whole journey that he goes through. Like it starts off with just like the a cappella vocals before he kind of goes into the more kind of guttural arena rock stylings when the all instrumentals come in. The harmonies are also beautiful, and I love how like they each kind of complement the story of the song in a way, being kind of like this Greek chorus that's kind of like observing Freddie's journey as he goes through the song, which is really cool.
He's all right. Yeah. That shit is kind of funny.
Yeah.
I also like how Freddie's flow, like on this track in particular, he's very like freeform in a way, because you don't really remember like his vocals on here, like solo vocals. You remember all the chorus stuff.
Yeah.
It's like where like all their little interjections and shit. I feel like you remember that like more than like the way he sings. So it's fun to like try and sing this because you end up like, oh wait, shit, that's not Freddie's part. That's
the backup singers.
It's really fun. I love how bouncy and like exuberant it is. Yeah. But like
got another 6/8 track, which is rad.
Yeah.
Very fun. Works a lot. The bass line is a lot of fun stuff on this track too. A lot of really cool accented licks throughout the verses, which is kind of like giving like a moment to just like solo underneath Freddie, which is really cool. Also, really dig the piano and how that carries the melody. I'm glad that's been such a constant theme on this album. Seeing more of that. I really like the start stops of the drums on the bridge. Like it's almost kind of like call and response thing. It's really cool, like to build tension for the rest of the song and just like make it feel like a big moment. And this is where I noticed that this album is a bit formulaic because Brian May gets a solo on like every fucking track.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of their songs are kind of like that.
Yeah.
Which is part of the reason why like all of them are around 4 minutes long.
Yeah.
Because he likes to have the fully fleshed out verses, the fully fleshed out choruses, the fully fleshed out
guitar
bridge.
solo.
Yeah, and then like an ending that will stop the show, because I guess that's just a product of like arena rock, you know?
Yeah, that's
in
true.
kind of a way, like
got to keep the crowd like on their toes, keep them moving.
That moment when like it's like feel I got no rhythm, I keep losing my beat, something something Lord, and then like cuts out and all you hear is just the find me somebody to love, find me, just all these people in the darkness, just like it's fun. I like it.
It's very theatrical once again.
It almost feels like as he kind of sings out that note before the silence, like he's singing for everybody and you lose breath afterwards. It's very breathtaking. He was a very breathtaking like vocalist and performer.
Yeah. And he literally took our breath away like 4 tracks ago.
That's true.
But yeah, this track it's iconic. It's excellent.
It's glorious.
Yeah. You already know fucking Somebody to Love. What more do we need to say besides it's really fucking good?
If you want to hear a version of this song that will leave a bad taste in your mouth, you should listen to I feel bad dogging on him because he's trying to come back in his career.
What's that?
But Fun actually did a cover of this with Brian May and Roger Taylor.
Hell yeah.
And listen, I'm going to try to stop dogging on Nate only because he's returning back into the limelight with the format. And he seems like he's doing a lot better now. And he's also releasing an album soon. So, like, honestly, like, props to him because I feel like he, upon listening to more of the format shit, I think he belonged there and he just got way too in the limelight way too quickly.
Yeah.
And really just did not know how to compose himself, which I'm sure could be intimidating, but like out on the town. But we can ignore that.
Exactly.
We can ignore that.
Good for Nate.
Good for Nate.
Up and up.
But the cover Fun did of this song is very interesting, without a doubt.
I see.
They are not that kind of a band.
No. And Nate Ruess is not Freddie Mercury.
No, definitely not.
But he is a white man, Matt.
Speaking of this is where that initial theme that you hear in the beginning of the album, audience, this is where you start to hear that in its full fruition of the song that is talking about the white man purging the indigenous people from their native land. And it's neat. I feel like it kind of goes back to that Prophet song-esque sort of like intensity.
This is like, I would agree. This is like the direct comparison to that track. Like their big grandiose epic, like almost prog inspired, just like dirge ballad.
Now, let me just say.
Yeah.
Most of the time when it comes to Freddie's songs, they're like, oh, I don't really know what the fuck he's singing about, but it's like, I like it anyway. This might, I'm glad that they devoted time to like talk about it because I think it's important.
Yeah.
But if we are comparing it between like this and Prophet Song, I would 100% go to Prophet Song more.
Oh, every time.
Just because like this song is like, especially on this album, is so fucking random.
Yeah, it does not fit with like just the themes of what have been discussed or just like the overall tone. It's very serious.
Yeah.
Which, you know, props to Queen.
Them. Yeah, exactly.
Like that was good shit for them to say, and like an issue bringing it up, just calling out like shitty English politics from way back when or even now. The use of Red Man was a little. I didn't like that.
No, yeah,
I'll be real.
It's a little yikes.
Yeah,
I mean, the fact that they even wanted to talk about this in 1976 is
it's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, musically, it sounds neat. It's this big like revenge ballad. Has this like really badass lumbering riff and a very straight ahead aggressive beat.
I do like the drums on this.
Also, apparently, part of this riff was used in Fat Bottom Girls. I think it towards the intro.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that's a cool little Easter egg. It started with White Man.
That is. It always starts with White Man.
White Man, Fat Bottom Girls, that go hand in hand. My OTP.
Oh God, what was I gonna say? This is not even a fact about the album, but I always picture whenever I hear this song specifically, you know like the old Pink Panther cartoon?
Yeah.
Do you know like the white guy with the mustache?
Yes. Oh, dude, Inspector Gouseau.
Yeah. I always imagine like the cartoon version of him with this song. I don't know why, and I think that's what makes me enjoy this song.
Dude, he was a
little
fucking
bit more.
colonizer
He
the
was.
whole time.
Honestly, I'd believe it.
Yeah,
To be completely honest, but like, yeah, I mean,
it's neat.
I think it's cool how this is like when you get to like this point of the album from the beginning, as it introduces the riff, and then you get to like the actual like what this riff is for,
Yeah.
song wise. It's a nice build up, I guess. I just kind of feel like, again, I'm not like, man, anybody want to listen to White Man by Queen? I mean, my uncle apparently really fucking liked Tie Your Mother Down.
Maybe that
by
was his number
Queen.
2.
That'd be crazy. Oh man. But yeah, props to them for song topic writing about this.
They do it also decently well.
Yeah, I was gonna say decent
bar the
execution.
slur.
Bar the slur.
Yeah.
Bar the derogatory name for indigenous people. But hey, they tried.
Exactly.
This is also coming from the man who wrote an anti-suicide song saying, "Don't try suicide."
That's right.
Because nobody gives a
cares.
damn.
Mm-hmm.
Also, but then he also wrote "Just Keep Passing the Open Windows," which is a much better song about not committing suicide.
Yeah.
At least a lot more nuanced, I should say.
So he learned character development.
Character
We
development.
like that.
Yeah.
We like that.
I like that. I love it. I love it. Anything else to say about white men in general, AJ?
I mean, I have a whole list of things I could say about white men being one.
Really? What do you mean?
But I do have something to say about this next track because it's quickly becoming one of my favorite Queen songs.
And that is Good Old Fashioned Lover Boy.
This song fucking rips. I love it.
Everything about this track is incredible. I would say like maybe only the mixing is the only thing I complain about. But like I love how just bouncy and happy this track is.
It's very ritzy. It's very waltzy. It's bouncy. It's goofy. It's badass. It flows extremely well. The choruses just go really fucking hard. I love like all the accented backup vocals. The bass line's excellent.
Oh my god, the bass.
The harmonies that like kind of ascend. Ooh, lover boy. It's just great. It's so well constructed. I love it.
I love the piano rhythm of the dun 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 dun.
Yeah, man.
Dun, 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 dun. It's so nice. Like just it's a very nice change of pace after the last track.
Exactly. It's a good palate cleanser.
Also, why the fuck is this after the previous track? It's like, well, if you can't beat him, join him. Ooh, like that's crazy. God.
Yeah, because those two tracks have nothing to do with each other.
I mean, White Man has nothing to do with this
anything else. Yeah.
on this album.
That's a really good point.
One of the things I wanted to mention about this track in particular that I love, I kind of mentioned how Brian May pushes the boundaries of like how he plays his instrument on this track. But fucking John Deacon plays his bass like a tuba.
Yeah, he does.
It's fucking wild.
It's really cool.
It almost has this like sort of jamboree aspect to this track, like really folksy,
Yeah.
but it fucking works. It's cool to see like taking like the other influences of that time, I suppose, and like incorporating it into rock in some fucking weird ass backwards way. It's really neat, and this has always been a personal favorite of mine.
No, I definitely agree. I also really like Brian May's solo on this track. It's very silly. There's like almost kind of like a call and response thing it does in the channel. It feels very classical, and also like the third verse of this track feels like a Beatles verse with like the sound effects and stuff.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Dining at the Ritz.
And then Freddie's vocal performance is immaculate on this one.
Yeah.
You really just kind of hear what he's trying to say on this track. Is he's just like a classic romantic, and like his vocals really kind of portray that, especially when backed with the harmonies. It's just a really well-constructed song, and it goes very hard. I love it quite a lot.
I will say, and I'm not trying to say this as like a dig at anybody, and I'm saying this in the most non-derogatory way I can. How the fuck did people listen to this song and not know that he was part of the LGBTQ? Like, I feel like a person in a cave could come on and get it. Like, what the fuck? Yeah. I love that thing that all straight men say to their other straight men.
Ooh, hey boy.
Hey boy, come on and get it.
I'm going to the school of good old-fashioned lover boys, dude. That's how I got my Riz.
Can you feel my love heat? Like, are you in...
Do you want to sit in my heart seat?
And like nothing's wrong with it at all, but it's just one of those things where it's like, how did nobody fucking like bat an eye? Like, just
just boys being boys.
Lover boys. Welcome to the school of good old fashioned lover boys, where boys can just be boys. Oh God, can we please make merch with that?
That's excellent.
God, fucking Christ. Oh man.
Oh, that rules.
God, it's a great song, but I know I would be remiss if I didn't just bring that up at some point because
oh no, yeah, you can very much hear it in the lyrics, the performance, the production, the everything. And like you said, not a bad thing. It's just very obvious.
It's hilarious that like literally nobody in the newspaper was like,
that Freddie Mercury, what a paragon of heterosexuality. Come on, boys.
Come on and get it, boys.
Oh, love. As they strut down the street in time, snapping.
Just these big like record execs with like suspenders and like they got like a fucking like shiny ring, like a
long cigarette.
I love the straight man music.
This is music for the boys, dawg. The lover boys.
Sorry, honey. I'm going out with the boys tonight. Oh. Oh God. I love this song so much.
It's so good.
It's amazing. Thank you, Freddie.
Thank you, Freddie.
Thank you so much. But I think we've gotten our enjoyment. I mean, unless you have anything else to say about it.
Nah, I don't really have. I think we said our piece on good old fashioned lover boy. But next up is one that does not quite reach those heights.
Not nearly enough. This is Drowse by
More like
Roger Taylor.
Drowsy.
There he goes again, that good old fashioned lover boy, AJ Tenari.
How does he do it?
How does he do it? Oh, so cute. Remember that, audience?
That was really good. That was a good callback.
I call him as I see him. What can I say?
Thanks, man.
Thanks,
you know
Bjorn.
You're pretty cute too.
You're just saying that. But anyway, let's drowse on into this track. I have like little to nothing to say about this track. If I'm being honest, I would put this as a contender for some of Roger Taylor's like weakest songwriting with Queen.
Yeah.
I mean, in comparison to like I'm in Love with My Car, which say what you will about that song. That song is goofy, but it's still fun.
Yeah.
And also the vocals on that are good.
They are very good. Mm-hmm.
While I can see this being a nice come down from Good Old Fashioned Lover Boy, I also kind of feel like next to nothing when I listen to it.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, like it's fine for what it is.
Yeah.
Like his vocal stylings almost kind of sound like a combo of like Roger Daltrey and Rod Stewart on this one, with a little bit of like Ziggy Stardust kind of influence in like the instrumentation. I like what the song's about, just about like growing up and like facing reality and just like the real just kind of like existential fear and dread that comes with that.
Yeah.
I like how we got another 6/8 kind of feel and how like present the drums are and how boomy they are as well. But like you said, it's fine.
I think at this point in the album too.
Yeah.
I do almost feel maybe it's just like similar guitar tones. Like it feels like akin in some way to Long Away, where it feels like they belong in like the same grouping of songs.
I definitely agree.
But like, and very much a product of its time, I would say. But like, I don't know. I think it's just the placement on the album for me. Plus, like, there was a lot of stuff prior to this that was just really good.
Yeah, it also follows up Loverboy too,
which is
tough to beat.
Kind of a modern classic.
That's true. Family album certified.
I feel like not to keep talking about Good Old Fashioned Loverboy because we're on to the next track.
Yeah,
I feel like people didn't really appreciate that song until like later.
Definitely.
But like, honest to God, I forget if that was one of the singles, which it very well might be. I wrote it down.
I know there was a That 70s Show episode named after it.
That is very true. Yeah, it was the fourth single actually released after the album came out.
Gotcha.
Which is fascinating.
Was this one of the singles?
No. Tie Your Mother Down was.
That makes sense.
It was Tie Your Mother Down.
That was the lead?
No,
okay,
sorry.
Cool. It's like, holy shit.
Nobody buys the album.
It's like, hey, it's Somebody to Love, and they went with that.
Wow, the people made Bohemian Rhapsody. I wonder what they're coming out with next. Coming this summer.
Take Your Little Brother with a Brick? What?
Sweet Out a Man? What the fuck? Freddie Mercury. It was Somebody to Love, Tie Your Mother Down, the final track, Good Old Fashioned Lover Boy, and then Long Way.
Interesting. The last track was a single, but I guess it makes sense for what that's about.
Only one of them came out before the album. That was the first one.
Gotcha.
I mean, I guess Somebody to Love is so glorious. It's like,
Yeah, it kind of carries.
But AJ, I'm not even talking about the track.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of said our piece. It's fine. It's a nice little 6/8 ditty that gets existential with Roger Taylor, who is singing.
I would say it has more of like a psychedelic feel to it.
Yeah, with the guitar work especially, just like almost has like a kind of swirly tone to it in the way that it sounds.
Yeah, for real. But it's decent. It's an okay penultimate track, but I don't really even when I put the album on, I sometimes skip it if I'm being completely honest.
That's very fair. Well, with that, shall we hop into the closer then, Matt? This is Teo Toriate?
Toriate, yeah.
Teo Toriate, parentheses, Let Us Cling Together. This track's really fucking cool.
I like it.
Basically, Queen just like expressing their like gratitude and just like love for their Japanese fan base. Like that's fucking tight.
It's pretty cool, and they start speaking different languages and stuff in the verses.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is a very interesting sort of like ballad for Queen because like they don't really have any other songs like this besides like him saying "I thank you all" in the middle of "We Are the Champions."
Yeah.
That's really the only other thing I can recall off the top of my head.
Mm-hmm.
But like this song is really nice because even without the context of like thanking their fans, especially their Japanese fan base, it also could read as like just a really nice like longing love song for somebody.
Exactly.
Which is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the real races was the love.
The days we made along the way.
Yeah, exactly. That's the hilarity to ensue. That's so wild they named this album after a fucking Marx Brothers movie.
Yeah.
They saw Groucho Marx and went, I think I want to make an album.
What, bruv?
What, bruv? Yeah.
That is how Brian May sounded canonically.
Just a little less teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I like this track. It's a very nice ballad. It feels very like finale coded.
Very much so. I like how it's just very built up as well. Like it gets kind of bigger and bigger as it goes on. I like the kind of minor piano melody, just the really just passionate and just grateful performance of Freddie Mercury.
Yeah.
I do also agree. I think the portions in just different languages is really cool too. Just like show like that they have love all around the world for all their fans, which is very tight. And like that they're taking the time to do that for them as well. I like the instrumentals at the end and how they sound like kind of digital, almost kind of like new wavy.
Yeah.
So which is a very interesting choice, but it's cool to kind of like give it its own little identity. But I think it's a solid closer.
I like the way that they sort of bookend the album with that weird like reverso synth too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It truly was a day at the races.
It sounds like a carousel like being rewound or some shit.
Yeah.
That's what I always picture.
Because the race is starting over, Matt.
Fuck.
Another day has passed.
I got to go back to the good old fashioned school for lover boys.
I'm almost late.
Oh, man. Well, are we ready to give our final thoughts on the album?
I think we are, Matt. I have some bullet points, but I enjoyed this album a lot more than I used to. This ranked a little lower on like my Queen album ranking list, but that did shoot up quite a few spaces, and it's now my fourth favorite Queen album.
Nice.
Very, very good. I think Freddie's personality and vocal stylings really just steal the show on this entire thing.
Oh, yeah.
Which he is one to do on all of Queen's albums. But even though they are all excellent instrumentalists and musicians, Freddie Mercury is just such a powerhouse of just of talent that it's hard to beat. But like his passionate lyricism on Take My Breath Away combined with his just beautiful harmonies that just really embody what he's feeling, or just the boisterous performance on Somebody to Love and Good Old Fashioned Lover Boy. Like you're never going to be like not just captivated by what he's doing. But that's not to say everyone else is pulling their weight, because they sure the fuck are.
They are.
John Deacon's bass work is fucking phenomenal all across this album. I love the little licks he does. I love just how much he's holding everything down with his upbeat accents, with his little like lick solos to kind of under lick what everyone else is doing around him. Roger Taylor's drum work is actually really fucking fun too, especially playing with the different time signatures, which is another thing that I really like, just how much variety from 4 to 3 there is. Mm-hmm. And then Brian May, of course, excellent guitarist. Don't know if he needs a solo every song.
Yeah.
But they are always good. I think that's a detracting point for this album is that it is a little repetitive in terms of song structure. There are, of course, the exceptions like Millionaire Waltz just being like more as like a composition as opposed to just a standard track. But, you know, it's the Queen formula. You get what you get, but it is always still very good. Very interesting song choices. A lot of them deal with similar themes of just longing for love and just trying to pursue love in general. And then there's White Man. And then there's also Tie Your Mother Down, which is longing for sex by any means possible. Pacing is decently solid for the most part. A couple little hiccups here and there.
Yeah.
Production is definitely a big detractor for this album because it's fine for the most part, but when it's bad, it's really noticeable, which is unfortunate because even though Tie Your Mother Down is goofy, I think it's a great song that's a little ruined by the production. But overall, the song is really solid. This album is really solid. A lot of good tracks on here. Favorites, of course, go to Tie Your Mother Down, Long Way, Good Old Fashioned Lover Boy, and of course, Somebody to Love. But yeah, even the deep cuts are surprisingly good on here. Millionaire Waltz, You and I, the closer. There's good stuff all around for everyone. So overall, probably this album a solid B tier. Good for what it is, but not my favorite.
I very much, as a Queen fan, can appreciate this album. I mean, like, following up an album like A Night at the Opera is
tough.
Pretty difficult. And I think for the most part, in terms of just the wide array of like just different songs, like sonically and topic wise, they kind of execute it similarly a little bit. Just having like the wide range, both like in song topic and like sound, but also just in Freddie's vocal performance.
Yeah.
I do think, however, they don't lean into, since they made this like specifically as like a companion album to A Night at the Opera, I don't think they lean into it like hard enough, because A Night at the Opera for me like feels like way more cohesive, I'd say, as a project
definitely.
than as a project and as an album than A Day at the Races. So I would say, like, especially for a fucking album with like Tie Your Mother Down and White Man, it's like, how the like what?
How do we get here?
Like, we really think our audience would love this based off of Love of My Life.
Exactly.
Like, but it is kind of cool to see like the areas they expand into musically, and that is one thing I do very much appreciate on this album. Finding out that this album was like self-produced was honestly like such a fucking surprise.
Yeah, well,
in parts.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say completely.
When he told me that, I was like, oh, there we go. That makes sense.
At least for the first track.
Yeah.
But so I think that made me kind of appreciate that more in like these last few listens I've done of the album.
Yeah.
With that being said, I would say like pacing wise is decent, but doesn't exactly like win me over as much as the previous album and like just other albums that they've had in the past. Vocal performance, like you said, just out like off the charts.
Yeah.
Even on like a song like Drowse, where Roger Taylor takes the lead, he's at least like good. You know, so I can respect that. It's just like not my cup of tea.
Exactly.
Brian May does a lot of great features. Honestly, I kind of would have loved if he had like more like taking the lead songs like he did on A Night at the Opera, because he at least had Good Company and 39.
Yeah.
And the beginning of Prophet Song, I think, a little bit.
Look at that.
But instrumentally, it's great. Vocal performance, it's great. Production is
It's iffy.
Pacing is okay. Song topics and content, it varies. I mean, consistently, it's pretty good. But then you get White Man, which isn't bad, but like, why is it on here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say this is a solid B for me too. I would even say B minus, but like I'm biased, so I feel like I have to say B.
Gotcha.
I don't think this is my favorite Queen album either. I've never actually ranked them, which is surprising because like I really like Queen. But I don't know where this would slot. I think my favorite is still probably either like jazz or maybe I mean, I would be cliche saying A Night at the Opera, but A Night at the Opera is pretty fucking good.
I'm cliche, and I will say that is my favorite Queen album.
I mean, I don't know if it's cliche, but I think it was definitely like a pretty decent push forward past their most successful album of all time.
Yeah, different enough to separate it, give it its own identity, while not feeling they were selling out.
Without a doubt. It's still very much Queen, even though they were trying to like go into other areas of music. And then I would say like my favorite songs on here, I think Good Old Fashioned Lover Boy might like actually be my favorite song on the album.
That's valid.
It's very good. Millionaire Waltz is like right underneath there, just because like it feels like really elegant to listen to, and they execute it so brilliantly.
Very grand.
I do like You and I. It's just very jovial. It's very happy. And I think like if I had to name a fourth, probably
go White Man. I don't know, something about it.
Probably Take My Breath Away, mostly because like I've loved that song since high school. So it's just Freddie Mercury just like really knows how to steal the show and show off his just wide range of like vocals as well as like songwriting capabilities. So yeah, no, it was a very fond re-listen, I would say.
Fuck yeah, man. And I'm glad you brought it on the show because I was happy to give it a re-listen. Because every time that I have, it's just like never stuck, but this time it finally did, which I'm very grateful for.
It's a good time. Honestly, like everybody listen to all of Queen's discography, except maybe Hot Space.
Flash Gordon also. I wasn't huge on that one.
Flash Gordon, because that was for a show, right?
It was for a movie.
That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. A Kind of Magic, don't believe what the haters say. A Kind of Magic is special.
Yeah? Is it magical even?
It's magically delicious. But we can talk about that another day. Maybe sometime later down the line.
That's true. Because we have another album to talk about, Matt.
That is Dreamboat Annie by Heart.
That's correct. Are you familiar at all with Heart, Matt?
How do I get you alone? That's like my favorite 80s song.
Yeah?
It's up there.
Fair enough, man.
I really they're kind of like an arena rock band.
Definitely.
So stepping into this album definitely threw me for a loop a little bit, if I'm being honest.
This ain't Barracuda.
No, it is not Barracuda. Nobody's doing guitar hero fucking like to this shit. Well, actually, maybe.
There's some stuff like Crazy on You. We'll get to that one. But this is a very interesting album. One that I have a decent bit of history, a bit of H-story with, as we all know and love that term. That iconic term.
That iconic term that the fans keep clamoring in the bunker for. I actually really was curious why you brought this onto the show. But if you want to go into the regular history first, I also understand.
That's true. That is how the formula works. So Dreamboat Annie by Heart was released in September 1975. No specific date is really known. So somewhere in the ether in September 1975.
There's like no information.
I mean, there probably is. Wikipedia didn't have it.
That's crazy.
So that was the extent of my knowledge. If there is more, I'll put it in the description. But it was released on Mushroom Records, and it is the debut studio album of American rock band Heart.
Oh, this is the debut?
This is their debut.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, first thing they ever did. Dreamboat Annie is an album that I don't really hear discussed as much as I think it should be, containing multiple classic rock staple songs, while also being a female-fronted band. However, this album does hold a legacy for the tumultuous relationship it had with its label, resulting in the band signing to Portrait Records after finishing their contract, and Mushroom Records playing a part in releasing a Rolling Stones magazine ad that implied that vocalists Anne and Nancy Wilson were incestuous lesbian lovers. Heart stuck it out, though.
I had nothing to say to that.
Yeah.
I was just intently listening.
Heart stuck it out, though, and this turmoil ultimately inspired them to write arguably their biggest song, Barracuda, for their third album. Heart formed in 1973, and at the time of this album's release consisted of Ann Wilson on lead vocals and flute, her sister Nancy Wilson on guitar and backing vocals, Roger Fisher on guitar, Howard Leese on guitar and synths, Steve Fossen on bass, and Mike Derosier on drums. However, there was a plethora of additional musicians utilized to fully flesh out the sound of this album, including like 3 or 4 other drummers who were on here, because I think Derosier only played on like 2 or 3 songs. But yeah, a surprisingly involved production process for this album, and one that resulted in a really disgusting Rolling Stone magazine ad.
That's a little insane. I'd never heard that story.
Neither did I until I did the research for this.
Wild.
Yeah. But does not deserve that reputation because the album's pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
I quite enjoy it.
What's the H3? I've been dying to know.
So has the Family Heads, apparently. But I listened to this album in college, and because I really was fucking with Crazy on You. That's probably my favorite song on this album, spoiler alert. Because I think it was in possibly the Guardians of the Galaxy Telltale soundtrack. I know it was in Guardians of the Galaxy 3, but this was before that came out. So I was kind of like fixated on that song, and then eventually just kind of listened to that whole album. And that was during as I've mentioned, my musical renaissance in college. Yeah. So a lot of those albums hold a special place in my heart, and I can just kind of like pick them out and just kind of memorize them from front to back. So it was an album I had on repeat quite a bit. It's also holds possibly my favorite like ballad of all time.
Oh, okay.
Which we'll get to.
Gotcha.
But I think it's just a really just great example of like some classic arena rock. I think it's a really cool, just like female fronted band, and just how they were kind of like a staple of like that sound in like the 70s and the 80s. I think the songwriting is really fun. I think it's really cool seeing them play with different ideas for their debut, and also just how solid of a debut it really is.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of really good stuff on here. I just really like it a lot. And with that said, shall we hop right in?
Let's do it.
So this album starts off with Magic Man, which was written about Mike Fisher, the original guitarist of the band, who the Heart followed to Canada while he was trying to dodge the Vietnam draft.
That's crazy.
And then I think he left the band.
Oh, damn. Jesus.
But the song is really fucking good. I love the bass line and the rhythm guitars. They're super groovy. A really cool way to open up this album. Also, just like how you have these just really soulful shredding guitars on top of that groove. It's also just a very sexy ballad too. Just Ann Wilson talking about this dude who she just like really likes a lot and is just going out of her way to be with, even though everyone else is telling her like she's bad, like he's bad for her, but they don't get it because he's just a fucking magic man. So Matt, I've gotten some reactions from when we started this album. It seems like you're not too hot on Heart.
Well, the thing is,
yeah,
Dreamboat Annie.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm hyping it up to be something more. I actually kind of like the album. Okay. I really don't know what that like.
The demeanor.
The first time it was kind of just me not knowing how to react, so I was just like me just sort of buffering. Okay. And then I was like, oh fuck, should I make it like a Mercurial World situation real quick? No, honestly, this album was interesting because like my only gauge of this band was just Get Alone.
Yeah.
Off of whatever album that is. Mm-hmm. This track is an interesting intro. I feel like their usage of the guitar is like really expansive, specifically in like the range of tones that they have.
Definitely, yeah.
It's quite a hefty intro, but I think it works. Mm-hmm. I can kind of see like a world where it might be a little too long, but like honestly, I liked it with every listen that I had. I would not have pegged like this group having this kind of a sound.
Have you never heard the song before?
No.
That's crazy. This is like I knew this song before I knew this album because it would play on like classic rock radio all the time.
I know nothing about Heart besides Alone, and then Crazy on You from Guardians 3.
Yeah.
Other than that, though, like
damn, that's very interesting.
Yeah, this is not this is an area of rock I've never really explored.
Gotcha. Well, I hope you enjoy at least.
Yeah, no, it was actually a really nice listen.
Yeah.
A couple moments on this track. I like how the second half of the verse has like the cymbals hitting on the offbeats.
Yep.
Really kind of gives it like some more momentum. The guitar solo with like the distortion is also wicked as it kind of just like stumbles on the beat a little bit. But then it switches to like another tone that's completely different.
Then like the synths come in, the boo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
And then back to the original distorted tone. Like it's so fun as you're just wondering like what kind of musical interjection will happen next.
Yeah, then you have like the harmonies in the background with the drums now having the conga added in on the beat.
It's neat, honestly. Like it's a really solid opener, I would say.
Yeah. I think another reason why I do really like this album is because there's a lot of prog influence on here.
Yeah.
So I noticed that on this most recent like re-listen. I was like, oh, that's why I fuck with this album so heavy.
Specifically on track 4, I was like, I can fucking stand why AJ picked this album. Like immediately, as soon as I heard either the mandolin or 12-string guitar, or whatever the fuck it was, I was like, that's so Pink Floyd coded. I could fucking hear that shit. Like I clocked that from just a mile away. Delightfully though, because honestly, like they do it well, and I think they really like nail the sound very well. Mm-hmm. I also really dig in the beginning of the song how they have like the muted guitar strumming pattern in the right channel.
Yep.
this is another rare instance of bands being able to utilize stereo and not have it be like the most annoying thing in the world.
It works very well. They utilize like everything in the mix perfectly.
Because they also watch their volume and it's not like fatiguing.
That's true. Everything like gets its chance to shine. Nothing gets lost in the mix or is a little too overpowering. Just very well done for a debut, which is excellent.
I would have never guessed this is a debut.
Yeah.
I would have guessed, like, if I was just going based off of Alone,
yeah,
I would have guessed that this was like all right, we're going to just kind of switch things up and do
just
some yacht rock, you know? That's what they canonically sound like. I don't know who the fuck that was, but yeah. That was Annie Wilson.
Yeah, Mike Derosier, obviously.
That was Mike Derosier himself. He listens to his pocket. What the fuck?
How did I get my voice so right?
Oh man, but this track is really good. Another great song called Magic Man besides Turnstile.
That's right.
Yeah.
I do quite fuck with this song. I love the drums throughout. I love how it shuffles and just grooves all the way down. I love just how it embodies just swagger.
Yeah,
like it just feels like a song to strut to. Like you said, the guitar solo is excellent. I love the instrumental break at the end. I also love when the string section comes in on the last chorus as Ann Wilson lets out that last like belt before the last chorus and the nice little drum fill to end it. It's just a really well constructed song. I could see why it could be a little too long, but I think everything works. It's kind of paced really well. Definitely sets the tone for this whole album as well.
They keep it moving enough, I would say.
But with that said, shall we hop into the first part of the motif of this album, Matt?
Yes. Dreamboat Annie, which, just to get out of my system, Dreamboat Annie. With a child in the fantasy.
Was that in your head in the moment?
The entire time I was listening to this, I was like, dude, I gotta slip that in somewhere.
AJ's gonna love this.
I really loved like just the overall, not just on this track, but on this album, just the utilization of like the wave sound effects that they use.
Yeah.
And I also really like just the lyrics, like the way that they're structured, almost like it's a poem. They're very like stanza-like.
Yep.
And when they expand upon that like later on, it's really, really neat. But it makes for a nice motif to show off the album's like variety between like the kind of like
the harder rock versus like the softer, more kind of like technical aspects.
Slight yacht rock like influences here and there, which is kind of what I was getting more of with this album a little bit.
And like some folk as well. They're definitely on like the Dreamboat Annie stuff.
I'd say like with more of the ballads, you can really hear like the yacht rock like pull a little bit.
Yeah. I can see that. But I think this is a nice kind of first step in like that suite. It's very short, but it's very effective for what it's trying to do. I do really like the imagery as well, like the diamond waves and like you said, the studio imagery sounding like you're sailing on the beach is very nice.
Yeah,
it really kind of gets you in the whole theme. But there's not really too much to say. It's just very effective for what it is.
I feel like a lot of yacht rock. Now that I'm saying the genre title out loud, it makes sense.
Yeah,
like utilizes a lot of like oceanic things.
It's music you listen to on the water.
Yeah.
But with that said, shall we hop into possibly my favorite track on the album?
Dude, let's do it, because honestly, this track rips.
Crazy on You is fucking phenomenal. This track is insane.
I remember, because I think the first time I'd ever heard it was watching Guardians 3.
Yeah.
And I was just like, yo, this song's kind of lit. Low-key.
And it was used in all the memes of people being Adam Warlock.
I love that.
Which is very funny. But this track is fucking badass. I love it. It's also segues perfectly out of Dreamboat Annie too, with that like acoustic guitar riff.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like swanky in the way that it kind of like goes off beat, which is really cool. But then it like resolves itself into like the main intro. I also really like the flute being used here as well.
That's my God, yeah.
A bit of a pull, but I fuck with it very heavy. The drum beat is so fucking fun. This is one of my favorite songs to play on drums. I really enjoy it. It's very offbeat centric and like very fill heavy, very offbeat syncopation, which I like a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And it just really carries the energy. It drives the song perfectly. It's also about having sex. Rad as hell. We like that here on the family album.
We do. The concept.
Exactly. But it's like it's a little sweeter than that, because it's basically in a time where the world is scary, because it's like post-Vietnam going into the Cold War. A good way to find comfort is just like with like a lover, just to like forget the fears of the world and just like be with someone and just go crazy, because that's all that matters in the moment. And I think the music kind of reflects that perfectly. I really love Ann Wilson's vocals on this track, and like how her gentler vocals in the verses are like juxtaposed by just like the screaming in the choruses.
Oh my god, yeah. The way that she says the line, "You keep me in line with your sweet flowing love," like that part just fucking. She says it with her whole chest. But it's the contrast is like.
It's excellent
because the lyric reads like prose poetry. Yeah, but then
you hear
screaming
it. Sweet flowing love.
It fucks. Honestly, I really enjoyed that.
Also, like the little 12-string like guitar licks in between, like the bam, bam, bam,
I like that too. I actually wrote that in my notes. I kind of like how in the beginning of this track, there's like, and maybe this is like amidst the transition between Dreamboat Annie and then this, there's sort of like a little bit of like Spanish guitar-esque things happening.
Absolutely.
Which was kind of lit. The guitarist in this band, I don't think either of us have really said explicitly, is fucking talented.
Oh, he's phenomenal.
Like, it's kind of insane. He's a little too cracks for this album.
I'm not sure who did what part on each of these tracks because there are 3 guitarists listed for on like Wikipedia, so I don't know who did what. But I'll see if I can find out who did this song specifically because they deserve all the fucking credit.
All of the accolades. Yeah, this song rips. I think like this might be the only instance where some of the stereo stuff was just bothering me, but I feel like I'm just a little bit more of a nitpick of that because of honestly, because of the Sgt. Pepper episode with Tom.
Yeah.
I feel like because he kind of like made such a stink about it, whenever I hear something that's like overly stereo, I just like have to note it in my brain. But it's still a great song regardless.
Yeah, man.
I love that little guitar lick they do in between the verses and the choruses. Like you said, it really just kind of like scratches an itch on my brain how like precise and how fast they do it. The guitar work on this track and all across the album is just fucking fantastic. And yeah, it's just a great song. I understand why it is in a lot of media.
I think this definitely earned its runtime. Speaking of runtime, we got another big song. We have Soul of the Sea, the big fucking prog track, which I fuck with very heavy.
Like I said before, as soon as like the song began, I was like, okay, I can see. Because not gonna lie, when I first started listening to this album, I was kind of like, I wonder why AJ picked this. Not thinking like you wouldn't like anything that sounded like the first 3 tracks, but then once it got to this one in particular, I was just like, oh yeah, no, that's like
that checks out.
That's a bit proggy right there, low key.
A bit proggy right there.
I had my headphones on and I said that out loud.
God fucking damn it!
My family, who I live with, went, "Did you say something? Were you talking?"
I'm listening to Soul of the Sea, Mom.
Get out. I like the wave motifs. Again,
agreed.
It's really cool how they use that. The guitar in the beginning oddly reminds me of like, weirdly enough, Prophet song a little bit.
Okay.
It has that sort of like whimsical, like what's gonna happen kind of vibes. This one I really felt like the yacht rock feel on this with like the strings in the background and like the shiny sounding either like 12-string guitar or mandolin or whatever.
12-string guitar.
Yeah, I genuinely could not tell, mostly because it was like really far in the right channel.
Yeah.
But it's a really pleasant listen. Also, the bass on this track in particular,
it fucking rules.
Jesus Christ.
It's so good. Just like the little licks it kind of does like in the verses to underscore the melody. Like that shit's just really fucking cool.
It's really nice.
I really just dig how this song is like composed. Like it feels like a composition.
Oh yeah.
I also love the hook of like the repeat, like the time, and the verses is really cool. This is also Nancy Wilson doing the 12-string guitar.
Nice.
Which is fucking cool. And like you said, the guitar work is definitely a standout. It's mixed perfectly, combined with the flute and the orchestra. It just creates such a nice, just like tone to listen to all throughout. And this is just a really well done track. I think I'm not the biggest fan of like the bridge breakdown when it goes to like the more kind of like straight ahead beat.
Yeah.
Where it's like very flute heavy. I think that goes on a little too long and it feels kind of cheesy, especially with Ann Wilson's more kind of like exaggerated, like louder vocals. I feel like it kind of takes away from the rest of the track.
I gotcha.
But that's like really my only kind of nitpick is the Bayou break, as I called it.
The Bayou break. That's fucking funny.
But I do really like the studio imagery on this track a lot. I like how much the sea just kind of comes up on this album and how it's utilized to really just go with the whole Dreamboat Annie theme. And they also use a little bit more studio imagery where they use wood blocks to replicate footsteps on the lyric, "You run like a child." That's pretty clever, pretty cute. But the big standout is, of course, like everything surrounding the Bayou break, just how that sounds, as well as like the string little like melody on the in the soul of the sea. That just sounds really fucking beautiful.
I equated like the way the strings sounded almost to like I mean, I don't know how well you remember it because my copy of the movie fucking cut out the song, but Superheroes, kind of like the way those strings sound as it's like leading into the song.
Yeah.
Specifically, if you care, audience, the part when like Dr. Scott, Brad, and Janet are like crawling on the ground in the circle after the castle flew up in the sky. It really reminded me like string wise of that because I guess like it's directly like the same era of sound that would be
75.
Yeah, no, the usage of sound effects too is so Pink Floyd coded as it like has shit like traveling from like left to right channel. Really reminded me almost of like the studio imagery in like in that suite where there's like the guy, you're in the guy's house and it's like, I want to take a bath. Like
One of my turns.
Low key. I forgot the name of the song for a moment.
It's all good. I feel like this track specifically gives me Yes vibes, like the band Yes. Like a lot of this guitar work feels very Steve Howe, which I really fuck with because
I could very much see that.
That's a band like from high school that I really enjoyed. So having this kind of come back was a nice blast from the past.
So you said Yes, and at first my brain's still in the family meeting. I thought you meant Yes by Manic Street Preachers.
Oh, I see.
And I was about to be like, okay, yeah, no,
I guess.
God, that's a great album. Please listen to that episode, guys. It's a long one, but God, I really enjoyed editing that.
It was a cool one. Very neat getting outside of our comfort zone.
Anything else you want to say about Soul of the Sea?
And now let's hop into Dreamboat Annie proper, the center point of the album. I think this is a nice development from the last part.
Yeah.
A little more involved. We have this more kind of like driving disco shuffle on the drums. It's a lot more folksy, but we have some banjo this time too.
Yeah, I did notice that because like it's really cool. I also like how you can very much hear it in the mix, but it's not like like too loud. So it doesn't feel super out of place or like you're struggling to hear it. Like
it just adds to the tone for what it's going for.
I did not expect it.
No, it does come out of nowhere. I really like Ann Wilson's vocal performance on here a lot. They sound like very gentle, like almost kind of angelic as she's just like regaling this tale of Annie.
Yeah.
And just like the repetition of the phrase like heading out to somewhere, won't be back for a while. I feel like that's just like a nice kind of thing to leave on. And to leave like a lasting impression as like you kind of go through this whole like journey through this album.
I like the way that the bass just kind of like plunks its way into the track.
Yeah.
Like it's so involved in the mix and just like so forward, but I don't know. It's cool. It kind of gives it like this, I don't really know how to describe it, but I just like the bass.
Yeah. Bass work is really good on this album.
It's really good. I abbreviated Dreamboat Annie as DBA, but the problem with DBA is that could also be Dragon Ball Abridged.
That's true.
Which I love Dragon Ball Abridged.
But it's not Dreamboat Annie.
I guess it would be DBZ Abridged. That's usually what people would say.
That's true.
But anyway, it's not Dreamboat Annie. The way that the banjo's playing is fucking wild because they're fucking flying on that shit, man.
Yeah, they're really impressive guitarists all throughout.
They're like using all four of their fucking fingers. Yeah. All four. Yeah, all four of their fingers.
It's just like Dragon Ball Z. Oh my God.
Yeah, the way Piccolo was able to play the banjo, I did not think that was the instrument that he could play.
Yeah, man. Hidden talents.
That was funnier than I intended it to sound. He was just the first character I imagined.
He does have four fingers in the manga, so it works.
And I also just forgot for a moment that his name is also a fucking instrument. God, I tee him up and I just fucking knock him down.
It's called the subversion of expectations right there. We like that.
I love when I subvert my own expectations. I like how this, although like is Dreamboat Annie proper, which I'll get to that with the reprise.
Yeah.
It's like still on the shorter side.
Yeah.
Where it helps like continue the pacing of the album and like keep up the motif. But it has that nice balance of being like substantive enough to feel like its own song, but not like so much so where, you know.
You kind of loses the point.
Yeah.
I would agree. I think this is definitely the best use of the motif.
Yes.
Because we will get to the closer.
Yeah, actually, I didn't have anything else after that.
All right, then let's move on to the next track, White Lightning and Wine.
My first note here is just, well, fuck, man. Cowbell.
It's very present.
It is, but it works. Yeah. I don't think they make it like so obnoxious in the mix.
No, there's an album we'll be talking about next week where they really do that, unfortunately.
Oh man, that's gonna be quite an episode.
Stick around for that one, family heads. This one's fine. It's never been a favorite on the album, but I think it's neat. It's a more kind of funk influenced track, which is very different from like what we've kind of been hearing before. Yeah. It's this one and then 2 tracks after that I feel like are kind of like the biggest outliers. But it's still fine. I really like Ann Wilson's delivery on here. It's a lot more kind of like playful and like sensual. I really also like the accented delivery where she like emphasizes and holds out the second to last word of each stanza to kind of like build some tension. I also said it kind of sounds like an outtake of Rocky Horror because there's like a lot of glam influence on here.
Yeah, I can kind of see that from what I'm recalling a little bit. Mm-hmm. I also feel like White Lightning and Wine is a very like Frankenfurter-esque, like at the very least like lyric. I could see that being in one of his songs. Mm-hmm. I like her vocals on this. I feel like she really goes at it, which is fucking awesome. Yeah. This was the one where I kind of felt like prior to this, I wasn't really getting like, oh yeah, Alone. Like I can see where that would be the progression. Like that's their sound because that was their sound in my brain going into this album. This track, at the very least, I felt like was more stadium rock-y a little bit compared to the other ones. Yeah. Where I was like, okay, I can see it now that like they would eventually go on to do Alone. Like that, I see the connection there. This is more just like a little inference, but I feel like in her singing style, I would say like the range and execution she kind of has, at least on this album from like what I could tell, kind of reminds me adaptability wise of like how Hayley Williams is. Okay. A little bit with Paramore. Because I feel like she kind of has like a wide array of tones
songs that she takes on. Definitely.
And I feel like in this album, there's like that sort of same like ingenuity. Yeah. If that makes any sense whatsoever.
No, I get you because like hearing her sing on like Dreamboat Annie versus on like Crazy on You, like it's very different, but it's very clearly Ann Wilson, which is really cool.
And it works. Like there's no point on this record where like her vocals just don't fit. Yeah. Which is fucking awesome. Good.
I really like the influence on the choruses. I think they sound very Bowie-esque in terms of like the vocal mannerisms and just the overall song structure.
I could see that.
I think this one's just, solid for what it is. Some nice cowbell, some sexy drums, some nice bass, and some really good vocals. All right, shall we continue, Matt?
I'll Be Your Song, AJ.
Hell yeah, man. Love Me Like Music, I'll Be Your Song, I think is possibly like one of, if not my favorite, just ballads of all time. I really like this track a lot. I just really love the hook. I love the sound of the instrumentals, the wispy, longing vocal delivery, the halftime feel, the drums, and just like how it grooves. The concept of the song is also just like really cute, just very pretty. Just kind of shows like the power of music and how like you can equate that to the importance of a relationship. I think just in general, it's one of my favorite tracks on the album.
It's funny how you mentioned David Bowie on the last track because specifically the moment where the music cuts out and she's singing and it's like the claps moving it forward very much gave like Space Oddity vibes, which I was kind of a fan of. Not very nice. Lie.
Good stuff.
I really like the sentiments of this track lyrically. I feel like out of all the ballads, this one is definitely like up there for me without a doubt. I would say like not because of the song itself, but just like the placement of the album. I was getting like a little fatigued, but I think I realized I don't like the kind of yacht rocky sound of the 70s as much as like I used to. So that might just be like a preference thing. Still a great song though. Like it's very much like of the era, but it's perfect for what it needs to do. And yeah, no, it's very nice. I like the strings.
The strings are really sweet. I love how just like they kind of just swell and just like keep building up, especially I think it's to the bridge with the hand claps of the ba-da-da-da-da-da-da before everything just drops out. I think like the hand claps could be considered like a little cheesy. Yeah. But like that's just like part of the genre, just part of the scene. So, and it works. They're not there for too long either. The harmonized vocals on the second verse are beautiful. Yeah. Where Ann and Nancy just their voices just intertwine perfectly. The orchestra and the wailing guitar in the last chorus and the ride bell hits as well. It's just such a perfect way to end this track. It's just the culmination of just what makes this track great. It just ends perfectly. This is, again, just one of my favorite tracks on the album. I love it a lot.
It's a pretty good one. I'd say, honestly, it only suffers from just like the placement.
I see.
But honestly, like, no, it's still really good. There's nothing about it that's bad.
All right. Word. Next up is Sing Child. the other track that's kind of an outlier on this album. We got another kind of funky but a little more bluesy hard rock honky tonk kind of sound on this track. There's a nice shuffly groovy drum beat. This one's just kind of cheesy, kind of silly.
Yeah, the lyrics are a little goofy, not gonna lie.
Funky monkey.
I did think like Twisted Sister.
Yeah.
Oh man.
You can tell, there's definitely still playing around with like what kind of band they want to be, and this is, I think, one of the biggest examples of them just kind of like being like, what if we tried like a blues track? How would that go? There's a nice flute solo on here though.
It is really badass.
Yeah.
And saying that about a flute feels really weird.
Right?
Not trying to diss any flute players out there.
You don't really put badass with flutes, but they pull it off on this album.
They do.
And I'm really glad that Ann Wilson is getting a lot of chances on this album to just show off her talents with the flute, because it's not like kind of shoved in there. It just works with like the overall like arrangement of this album, which is really cool. The harmonies on the choruses are pretty solid, though the lyrics kind of take away from that just because how goofy they are. Though the main hook is fun with like the sing, child, sing. There's a nice triplet accent break after the solo, which is cool. The isolated guitar solo is kind of goofy and also doesn't really sound the best in the mix. It sounds like it's almost kind of floating on top of everything as opposed to kind of blending with everything else. So this is probably my least favorite track, one of at least. It's okay.
I understand. I would say it's definitely one of the weakest out of the selection here.
Yeah.
The riff itself is really cool.
Yeah.
Though, which I do dig.
Mm-hmm.
But
there's a band that Saturday and I play with called Cat Rivers and the Second Sight. And like this feels like a song that like they would play. Like it's very much up their alley.
Rad.
Yeah, so go check out Cat Rivers. Go also check out my band, Saturday Corn Gore. I don't plug that enough. But yeah,
that's true.
I do make music with some friends.
Yeah, AJ isn't just doing this, guys. He does a lot of really cool music things outside of this.
I have creds. That's why there's a music podcast.
Do you want to go to track 9?
Sure. Penultimate track, we have How Deep It Goes, and I'm very surprised this was the lead single for this album.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I disagree with that choice.
Sorry. Okay. Yeah, no, I like this track.
Yeah,
maybe not
agreed.
that much to be like, hey, let's buy my album. Here's How Deep Does It Go?
Yeah.
That's not what it's fucking called.
How deep does it go, man?
Fellas. How Deep It Goes. No, it's a nice track, though.
I agree.
I wrote, I really like this track, period. This track, period. It's a little like mysterious, which I kind of like. The chord progression in particular is like, there's something about it that kind of reminds me of like the way that like Time in a Bottle, not like sonically, but like just how it's structured a little bit, which is really fun. It's the nice, again, like folk influence. It's very fitting as like the penultimate track, I feel. And I guess like the pseudo closer in a way.
Or at least like the lead up to it.
Yeah.
I think that this one is a very solid track as well. Definitely not a great choice for a lead single when you have like tracks like Crazy on You, Magic Man.
Yeah.
And then Dreamboat Annie proper was the other one. But it's a nice ballad, some cool swanky guitars in the left channel. The piano and the strings are really excellent on this track, a very nice addition. And I think, like you said, they add to the penultimate feel of this song. One of the lyrics that I highlighted was, well, I don't like the blues because I can't see through the tears that come and make it hard to find you. I think that's just like a sweet lyric, and I think it's a nice kind of imagery and metaphor. I think it's nice. I think the strings, flutes, and keys really kind of carry this track, really do a lot to add to the overall atmosphere.
Yeah. And
I also like the elongated slow down vocals that lead into the hook and how the descending kind of looped key riff complements the vocals. The ba-ba-ba-ba. It's just very, very pleasant. It's just a pleasant track all around.
It is very whimsical, which I don't think is the tone of the album.
No.
Like, at least not to this extent. But I mean, so having this like as a lead single really surprised me, not gonna lie. But it is cool though. I think sort of chord progression wise, they know just like musically how to build like suspense and tension before it resolves itself like musically, which is really sick. I like the way the strings like sharply accent the music in the same rhythm of the vocals at times. And yeah, no, it's really cool. If I listen to this album again, I don't know how likely I would be to like pick this one out besides listening to the album. But No, I mean it's good.
Mm-hmm.
I very much like it. It has the nice vibes that we've become accustomed to, but just times 6
On this journey with Annie.
on this Dreamboat Annie, the sister to Steamboat Willie.
That's right.
The hit Mickey Mouse cartoon we all know and love that is now public domain.
That's right. Take that and do with it what you will. Make porn out of it, because that's what a lot of people want to do.
You can see his Steamboat Willie, man.
It writes itself.
Oh, I need to go back to church. But anything else to say about how deep it goes?
Now let's close this out with Dreamboat Annie, the reprise, which is the last part of the suite and probably the weakest, I would say. I mean, it works for a closer, but it goes on way too long.
It is very brave to call something a reprise.
Yeah.
After in the third iteration, and then have it be the longest rendition of it.
I would agree.
That's a little wild, but I respect it though. Kind of.
It's neat. It's like a slowed down kind of take on like the Dreamboat Annie melody with like these kind of like old timey like piano keys to suffice as the melody. It kind of embodies like the sorrow that like this whole motif has been going for. There's some really cool backup choir vocals that are actually really well done. It makes the track just feel like a send-off. But as it goes on, you definitely kind of like start to lose a little bit of steam, no pun intended, because there's like a minute that can just definitely be trimmed where it goes in like a more kind of like slowed, echoey instrumental, like ambient break.
Yeah. I don't really have a lot to say about this track, like at all. I mean, it's cool that they decided to really just hammer down the motif on the album, but I think we kind of got the point. Them incorporating the ocean waves again.
Yeah.
They did that on this track, right? They did. I thought so. I doubted myself for like a hot minute, but I remembered having it like end with the ocean in a way.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I think it's cool that they just kind of hammered it home, but I feel like it was just kind of like, as a motif, there wasn't really like a concept to go along with it.
No, it was just kind of there.
Which, again, I respect, honestly, still really cool. And I think like it's a neat idea in itself. But I feel like it's cool they did that, but at the same time, I didn't really feel like I needed. It's like, can we get that Steamboat Annie one more time? Sorry, Dreamboat Annie.
You're getting your Willies and your Annies confused, dude.
Yeah, that was the band I was part of in the 70s, the Willies and the Annies. Yeah, no, I was known as Papa Willie.
Yeah. Did you have Mama Annie?
I did have Mama Annie, and yeah, we feuded back in the 70s and 80s.
It was like Fleetwood Mac before Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah, we all started sleeping with each other, and then
Willie's crossed with Annie's, Annie's crossed Willie's.
Shit got really weird.
Yeah.
I mean, that was before I entered in the good old-fashioned school for lover boys.
Yeah.
So, like...
You weren't quite refined at that point.
No.
But it led to, like, your best-selling album, Lies, you know?
Yeah. It was... Dude, let me tell you, those were the formative years.
Exactly.
Those were the formative years.
Well, Matt, anything else to say about Dreamboat Annie, or shall we set this ship on a course to finishing this episode?
Let's give it the Viking funeral it deserves.
Hell yeah. What did you think of Dreamboat Annie by heart?
Honestly, it was not at all what I was expecting based off of my
preconceived notions
of the band based off of Alone, which is my favorite song by heart, I think, still, even after listening to this album. But it was still a really pleasant listen. I could definitely see myself listening to the album again, without a doubt. Like, it's very pleasant on the ears. They have a nice like amount of variety while also being very tonally consistent.
Yeah.
I would say, like, pacing wise, the album is fine. The tracks themselves might just have like a little bit of bloat to them, maybe arguing more for the ending and potentially a little bit in the beginning, but I feel like in the beginning it's more earned.
Yeah.
It's got some really good fucking moments on the album though. Track 4 in particular was like one of my favorites. I kind of like the outlier tracks a little bit. Like, Sing Child is goofy, but they pull off the blues pretty decently, I will say.
Yeah, her vocal stylings does lend itself well to that genre.
Crazy on You, without a doubt, it is a great track.
It's phenomenal.
I honestly didn't even know that it was them who fucking wrote that song. I think I really had only heard like the intro of that from like Guardians 3.
When I heard that in theaters, I popped the fuck off. I was like, oh, hell yeah.
God, James Gunn really just has the best music taste. But like, some other tracks that are pretty cool, like White Lightning and Wine. I kind of liked it. Honestly, it was really cool, especially like how the drums become more like action packed toward the end.
Yeah.
They make a lot of choices that don't feel like too strange on the album, while also trying to like test the waters and see like what sticks as they throw shit to the wall. Test the Waters is also really funny because of the ocean motif.
That's right, and the boat.
This is like the second album with a heavy ocean motif that we reviewed this season.
That's true.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Just
Look at that.
Love reign over me.
Amen.
Over
me.
You should listen to the episode with Marco Newsom.
Yes, where we talked about Quadrophenia by The Who and another album.
That's
not relevant to what we're talking about
whatsoever.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, instrumentally it's great. Annie Wilson, right?
Yeah, Ann Wilson.
Ann Wilson straight up, like, I feel like is one of the highlights of this album.
Definitely.
Besides the instrumentation.
Yeah.
Lyrics, I'd say, like,
they're simple.
Yeah, but effective. Like, you're not really going to heart, I think, for like the most introspective lyrics of all time. But no, it's a great album. Bass work is fantastic. I'd give this like a B+.
Nice, man.
And I could very much see myself listening to it again. I don't know if it like rank the highest in like my overall just album echelon ranking shit from this podcast, but it is a very pleasant listen, and I like it more than Kimono My House.
Okay. Well, I don't know why you said that, but good to know, I guess.
Just I don't know. Like,
well, I mean, to each their own. So as I said, this is an album that I've enjoyed for quite a while, and I was happy to kind of bring it on the show because I thought not a lot of people talk about it, and I feel like it kind of deserves a better reputation for just being a really solid debut album. Because a lot of debut albums, you know, the bands are still trying to figure out their sound, and while Heart is still doing that on this album, you can clearly hear an identity like throughout, and there's just like a couple outliers in there, which, you know, some of the stuff can seem like a little out of place or unnecessary, but for a first attempt, it is really fucking good.
Oh, yeah.
Like you said, the vocals by Ann Wilson are phenomenal. She has like such a wide range of tone, style, and personality, but they all combine to just like create such memorable hooks, melodies, vocal lines. Like they're all just very well done. I love her intensity on Crazy on You, her gentleness on Soul of the Sea, her just silliness on Sing Child. Like there's just such like a wide variety of like vocal tones, but they all fit and they're all beautifully done. Like she's such a talented vocalist. And that also goes for Ann Wilson too, for her backups and her harmonies. There's a lot of variety in terms of instrumentation and like style of music, which I like a lot too. I really dig just like the overall just proggy folk kind of tone that kind of weaves its way into this whole album, especially with the use of the 12-string guitar.
Yeah.
That's something that you don't really hear too often in like mainstream rock. So I was really like captivated by that use, especially on Soul of the Sea.
It was sick.
Yeah, it's an excellent just composition piece. Also on Crazy on You as well. Those little interludes are fucking fantastic. And that'll segue into the guitars, which are just such a highlight all throughout. Just the unholy shredding on Crazy on You. Like I said, the guitar work on Soul of the Sea, the acoustic picking and banjo work on Dreamboat Annie. Like there's so much, again, variety and just technicality in like the way that it's played that's just like really captivating to listen to. The drums are also really fun, even though there's like 6 fucking drummers on this album. It doesn't sound like it.
Yeah, I would have never have guessed that.
Yeah.
It sounded pretty consistent throughout.
Yeah.
Especially the utilization of doing everything on like the backbeat for a lot of the tracks. So when you said that there are multiple drummers, that also kind of shocked me.
I was very surprised by like just like how involved the production process was with just like how many instruments there were and how many people they brought in to like play out like these extra stuff. But it works really well because it sounds like a fully fleshed out project. And the drums are a really good example of that. I love the drum beat on Crazy on You. I love like the groovy shuffle on Magic Man. I love the really nice, tender, straight ahead halftime feel of Love Me Like Music. That just really well done. Like you said, lyrically, there's really not too much to dissect or analyze. It's very surface level, which sees what you get. But there's like some nice, cute metaphors, some nice kind of clever things that really just embodies the overall tone of this album. Love Me Like Music is one of my favorite ballads. I think like that's just a really sweet song. Crazy on You is badass. It's instrumentally perfect and just a straight ahead fucking rock banger classic. Magic Man is a great opener, very nice, swanky, funky track. The Dreamboat Annie suite has its highlights and its one kind of low light, and then everything between is pretty good. Overall, I think this album is very solid, a really good example of like how you do a debut album, where you find a sound that you like, you swing for the fences, and you don't really care if you miss. So overall, I would agree. I think a B+ is very fair for this album. I quite enjoy it. And that'll do it for this week's episode of the Family Album, Matt.
Wow. This is November.
That it is.
We sit at the precipice of a new month.
That we do.
Looking down the canyons of...
The ship has sailed on October. And it won't be back for a while.
What, like we make like a response track to November has come. It's October just left.
October just left.
We have to, yeah, it's that, and then we also gotta make the minimum wage waltz
featuring FM Coombe.
FM. Oh my god, that's crazy. But
hope you enjoyed this week's episode of the Family Album, Family Heads.
I sure did.
Yeah, me too. Next week we'll be back with a guest who will pick out a theme for that week's albums.
It's the fact you started laughing in the middle of that.
Stay tuned for that one. That'll be a joy to record.
Oh, I'm fucking ecstatic to record that episode.
Yeah. We hope you enjoyed our Halloween block, and even though we got nothing really planned theme-wise for November, it should still be good. We got some fun stuff planned.
Except the Super Bowl. We're not going to talk about it this season.
No, because that does not happen in November.
But this has been the Family Album.
That it has been. It's also been a day at the races.
I'm Dreamboat Annie.
And I'm
the white man.
Good old-fashioned lover boy. Well, I am also the white man. That's true.
Jesus Christ.
For all the family that's curious, I am the white man on this podcast.
Yeah, no, I'm the other one. I'm the blue text, guys.
And I'm the red text. But we will see you next week for a very special guest episode. We hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for your constant love and support, and we will see you next week.
Peace.